I appreciate all your guys' interest in that last video I made about the restrictor plate removal on the DF25A. So, second of all, I'm going to apologize because on my on-water testing that I did the other weekend, I lost it because I made a fishing video and I went to delete some of the files. I ended up deleting my on-water testing. But I do have one video on my phone just showing the top speed to kind of prove to you guys that it was better than without it, or with it in there. So I'll go over the parameters a little bit of how I did this test so you guys understand the before and after and why I would recommend doing this if you had this motor. So I was at Green Mountain Reservoir, which is about 8,000 feet elevation. Normally I go to two lakes. It's either Chatfield, which is like 5,300, 5,400, or Dillon, which is about 9,100 feet elevation. At Dillon, by myself, I was never able to get over 10.5 miles an hour. So I could never hit 11, 12, anything like that. No matter what I did with the motor, I was always stuck at 10.5 miles an hour. At Chatfield, the best I did with the trolling motor, the 24-volt trolling motor, and this was about 16.2. So again, nothing really crazy. So with that in mind, I removed the restrictor plate. I went to Green Mountain. Again, this 8,000 feet elevation. I was able to hit 14.7 miles an hour with just me in the boat, with all my gear, my fishing gear, everything how it is now. A downrigger, my rods, the 24-volt trolling motor, same prop, everything. Half a tank of gas. I hit 14.7 miles an hour. So that means I only lost 1.5 miles an hour of speed from Chatfield at 5,300 elevation to Green Mountain at 8,000 elevation, which I'm completely satisfied with. So turn that to Dillon, right? Dillon's 1,000 feet higher than Green Mountain. I can probably guarantee that I would hit at least 12 miles an hour on Dillon Reservoir by myself now with the restrictor plate removal. So fast forward a little bit, took my family on the boat a little bit later in the day. I was still able to hit 11.5 miles an hour with myself, my wife, and 2 of my kids in the boat, which is kind of like a normal loadout. If I were to do that at Dillon, I would get maybe 8.5 miles an hour, maybe 8.5. Top speed, like average, probably 8 miles an hour, and that is what it is. On Chatfield, I could barely do 10.5 miles an hour with my whole family on the boat. So that just goes to show you, I'm at 3,000 feet higher elevation, and I was already going faster with the same amount of people. So I would absolutely recommend removing the restrictor plate from your DF25A. You're gonna get more airflow, you're gonna get better efficiency through your intake. The motor can compensate for it. The ECU, the intake air temperature sensor, your throttle body, your injectors, all that stuff, they can all compensate for the additional airflow that the motor is getting now with that restrictor plate removed. And I've been waiting on another part because I wanted to make that, or have this for that video, but you can order the DF30 throttle body seal is what they call it for the 30 horsepower Suzukis. That isn't a restrictor plate, so that the first video I made, you could see the waves around the sides of the grommet. The new one is just the 30 horsepower one is just a grommet to seal it with. So I ordered that. I was hoping to have that, but of course they're back ordered. So when I get that, I'll throw it in. But it's the performance. I doubt it's going to be a negligible improvement from what's in there now, but it'll just make me feel a little better knowing that it's an OEM Suzuki part going in there for the best additional horsepower that this motor has now. So is it a 30 horsepower? No, it's not. Is it better than a 25 horsepower? It absolutely is. And keep in mind, this is an 18-foot aluminum boat. Dry weight is almost 1,100 pounds. I've got a 24-volt trolling motor in the front. I've got 12-volt in the back. I've got 2 units. Like I said, downrigger, usually 6 or 7 fishing rods, half tank of gas. And that's kind of my outfit here. And I definitely made a speed improvement of noticeable miles per hour than before when I had the restrictor plate in there. So hope you guys appreciate this video. Hope you found it beneficial. And if you guys go ahead and do this to your motor, I would like to see some comments, see some additional videos. Let me know how it works for you guys, because I think it's worth doing.